Shannon, do you agree?
I could have sworn I heard that. Where did I hear that? Skip, where did I hear that before? Where have you heard that before?
I've heard that bologna across the table. I have.
Bologna, good. Fried bologna sandwich with
I love
mayonnaise.
it.
Woo,
Yeah.
joy.
I'm about to fry your bologna right now.
That little thick kind of big old tube. But anyway,
Mm.
Skip, it's okay. I know two guys that's going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame 5 years after their retirement that were game managers at one point in time in their career. You might have heard of one of them. He was a sixth-round draft pick out of the University of Michigan.
Yeah.
Tell me what he was in that first Super Bowl, Skip. There's another guy.
I don't even care. I just want to talk about my quarterback.
Hello. Ben Roethlisberger. What was he in their first Super Bowl? Game manager. It's okay. Skip. They did not anticipate Dak Prescott playing in year one. He was going to sit on the bench and learn from Tony Romo, take over.
Hey, Jerry Jones didn't anticipate him playing in year 2, 3, 4, or 7.
Yeah,
Seriously, go ahead.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. He's not a first overall draft pick. You took Zeke with the 4th pick in the draft to run behind that big mammoth offensive line when you have 3 of the best 5 offensive linemen in football. They took Zeke for a reason. They took him to make it easier, not only on Tony Romo, who they thought would play, because Tony Romo, as you said, had his best season ever in 2014, when behind that offensive line, DeMarco Murray rushed for over 1,800 yards, Offensive Player of the Year, and that was the last year we saw this. 88 catches, over 1,300 yards, led the league in touchdown receptions. Dez Bryant. Skip, it is okay that Dak Prescott, they're asking Dak not to do a whole lot. There will come a time that he will be what Tom and Big Ben, hopefully what they became. When they have no running game, go win the game for us, Dak. But that's not where he is right now, Skip. And that's not a knock. If they thought Dak could be what you think he is currently, they'd have took him with the 4th pick and not Zeke. But they didn't. And that's okay. It's not a slight, Skip. You get so caught up in this, they're being disrespectful. There is a reason why they rate him the 14th best quarterback, because they're saying of the quarterbacks that they have rated in front of him, if they had that exact offensive line with Zeke Elliott, they could do exactly what Dak Prescott is doing. But if Dak did not have that cast of characters, he couldn't do what they were doing in their locales. You need to get this thought out your mind that he's a top 5, top 10 quarterback, because he's not. When you throw the ball 50 times and you don't even have 250 yards, let alone 350 times. Oh, Dak. What happened, Skip?
Wait, where was that game played? Help me out.
I don't care if it was played.
Wait, who are those? What did you tell me about the 3 cornerbacks of the Denver Broncos?
Alcatraz, Folsom, and Rikers Island.
Thank you. And they're playing in Mile High against my Cowboys, who were a mile low, ready for that game, right?
Why is that? Skip, not only okay, you said they came out flat. Okay, you know what? I'm going to give you that. But then they had a 62-minute delay, lightning delay, to get right. Jason Garrett should have went in there and said, look here, guys, we're not playing Cowboy. Oh, I forgot.
Oh.
They ain't got no standard.
Oh, wait, now Jason Garrett is Newt Rockney?
Whoa, Skip.
What?
Skip, you need to stop being disrespectful
Jason?
to that man. Golf clap. He doesn't get too high, he doesn't get too low. He just let him know he's going to be even keel, smooth sailing. That's what you want from your head coach. You don't want an emotional guy that's a roller coaster. We up and down and round and round. No, Jason like this here. Good job, guys. Make a bad play. Good job. We'll get them next time. That's what I like. Golf clap.
You know, you are so wrong about this, so wrong-headed about this, but I have to give you this much credit. You actually speak for the very vocal majority on this topic, because the world does not want to give Dak Prescott any credit for what he pulled off last year, when he simply played the greatest rookie quarterback season ever. You can't even get close. Show me somebody. Peyton's first year as a starting quarterback.
Russell Wilson didn't do too bad.
He did okay, but he didn't put up these kind of numbers. He didn't win 11 straight games, and I realized
He won a playoff game, though, as a rookie. On the road.
He did. What is just driving me out of my mind is all I hear now is about Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz this and that, because he was the 2nd overall pick in the draft, and because so many analysts dug in early and said, this guy's got next. That's all I hear is he's got next, and that Dak got lucky, right? Dak got lucky and Carson got next. And I keep looking at what Carson Wentz did. Just a quick aside here. And so Carson Wentz had a QBR last year of 49. 49. It's one notch below average. And his first 2 games this year in his sophomore slump year, but he's avoided the sophomore slump, he's had a 48 and a 48. A road win over Washington, a road loss at Kansas City. 2 fairly tough places, I give you that, but a 48 and a 48. But he's got next, and he's got all the characteristics of a franchise quarterback. He's big and he's athletic and he's got a huge arm and he's a great young man and he's a combination, says his coach, of Peyton Manning and Brett Favre. Does anybody ever compare Dak Prescott to anybody else? Do you ever hear? I mean, you just went Tom Brady way down the line. Maybe he'll turn into Tom Brady or Ben Roethlisberger.
No, but see, the thing is that game managers, I mean, what was John Elway in Super Bowl 32? He didn't throw for 300. We ran Terrell Davis. It's okay, Skip. There's a maturation process that needs to take place. You want him to beat Tom Brady now. You look at him as a top 10 quarterback. Skip, I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. No, I don't. When it comes to you, I like delivering bad news. He's not it.
So it is now open season on my Dallas Cowboys because they got their back ends handed to them at Mile High. All of a sudden, the floodgates of criticism have opened wide. It is gushing criticism mainly from across the desk here. You're the leader of the vocal majority this week, and I get it. But now let's get back to my man, D'Angelo Williams. I've met him. I've been around him. Seems like a pretty good guy to me. Smart guy, I thought. But I'm going to cut him a little slack here because on the day of January 15th, D'Angelo Williams was still on an NFL roster. He was on the roster of your Pittsburgh Steelers. And I got to cut him a little break here because your Steelers were preparing to play a playoff game that evening in Kansas City, a game they would eventually win 18-16. And their star wide receiver would then go live on Facebook to talk about, while his coach was speaking in the background, how they were going to kick New England's whatever, right?
Yep.
Okay, so remember that night. But that afternoon, something happened at Jerry World in Dallas-Fort Worth. A little football game between Aaron Rodgers, the greatest thrower of the football ever, and Lucky Dak, who just lucked in. He fell right out of heaven into Jerry's lap, but he fell right into the lap of Ezekiel Elliott, the greatest offensive line in the history of football, and all those great wide receivers, including that guy. So on that afternoon, the great Aaron Rodgers, boy, he showed up great. And before you knew it, it was 21-3. With 7:37 left in the second quarter, it was 21-3 Green Bay. So, Mr. Sharpe,
yes,
if you're going to get back in that game, you're going to have to do what? You're going to have to engage in a shootout with the greatest thrower of the football ever. Am I right?
Yeah.
And guess what? The game manager, Dak Prescott, proceeded to throw it 40 yards to Dez Bryant for a touchdown. I don't know how he did it. It was an aberration. It was an anomaly. It was a miracle, but he did it. He pulled it off. He threw it 40 yards down the field to Dez Bryant, and all of a sudden, it was 21-10. And then Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what happened. He had a 3 and out, and all of a sudden, here came Dak again. 6 more plays, and he moves them 40 quick yards, and they get a field goal at the end of the half. And all of a sudden, you say, that's interesting. Now it's only 21-13. But Aaron Rodgers strikes back to start the second half. He throws a touchdown pass to Jared Cook. You know what happened to Jared Cook later in that game. And it's 20.
He went to Jared.
20. He went to Jared. He did. Well, Aaron went to Jared, right? And all of a sudden, it's 28-13. So my game manager, you can't come back from 28-13 because we know, D'Angelo said, once you get 14 or 21 down, you got no shot. But I don't know how he did it. The game manager threw another touchdown pass to Jason Witten and was 28-20. And then the game manager threw another touchdown pass to Dez Bryant. Would you believe that?
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.